Hey guys, welcome back. So yesterday after my second drive, you saw me drive off in the last video, you didn't see me drive back. And when I got back to the driveway, switched the engine off, as I was walking away I heard tss, tss, tss. You know that distinctive noise of something wet hitting something hot? So I immediately went in and turned off the main power, you know, the big red switch I've got. And then I very cautiously opened my hood flap. That thing there. Anyway, and I saw some smoke and I was like, oh no, engine fire. But no, we're okay. So basically, because I've not done the breather yet, the breather system, the PCV valve on the valve covers, oil was collecting at the top of the cap, dripping down and landing right on the exhaust manifold. So better fix that today. Let me give you a closer look at what was happening. So that is obviously the oil breather slash filler cap. Now that is the only hole at the top of the engine. There's nothing on the other valve cover. So obviously pressure's building up and the only way that it can come out is through there. So it was running over the side. It was actually collecting there and dripping down the side and getting down there. Ooh. And obviously landing on that part of the exhaust manifold, but it was also dripping down over there and landing directly on the exhaust down there. So thankfully I caught that in time, because that could have been disastrous. And that is why you only go short trips when you're first road testing your build, okay? Right, let me show you all the parts I've got to rectify this problem. So I nipped out this morning because I knew I was going to need new valve cover gaskets, and I decided to get the rubber Felpro ones. No point in getting cheapy ones, and they were only like $22 for a pair, which is pretty good. Now you're probably thinking, oh no, don't fit them, they're ugly. They're not actually ugly, they're just a bit plain. The reason being, as I mentioned before, in order to have a PCV valve on the other side, I would need to drill a hole through these fins, and I just don't want to wreck them, and I just don't think I could make a great job of it. So we'll take them off, keep them good, and use these ones, which obviously already have the two holes. Now, I am a duck. Apparently, no, Ben sent me a couple of new grommets, which is ideal. So I'll be replacing that one, and obviously that one doesn't have one, so I've got two nice new grommets. I've got my PCV valve there, so that'll stick in one of them, probably the other side where the intake for the vacuum goes into the carb. So that'll go there, into the carb. This will be the other side. Obviously that's passenger side, this is driver side. A new grommet in the other one, and cap in there. Okay. Actually, I don't know why I brought that. I've still got a cap in the car, but we'll see whatever one's cleaner I will use. So these need a good clean. They're a bit manky on the inside, so they need a good clean. Also, I've noticed that if you look down the lip here, that needs to be straightened out a little bit. I mean, I did get the rubber gaskets and they're quite thick, so there is a bit of play, but I don't want to start with an uneven surface. I mean, you can even see that rocks. The other one doesn't. Oh, it does. A wee tiny bit. So I'll make sure they're straight. What else have I got? While I'm doing that, I will be rerouting the brake booster pipe, because it was currently going into the carburetor at the other side where the PCV valve hose would go, and it should really go in the manifold, but I couldn't do that because I didn't have the pipe outlet. So at my little store, I couldn't actually find exactly what I needed, so I found this barb fitting. and I'm hoping it's the right thread. That's the little plug I took out, and I'm hoping that that thread is at least close. You know, I can wrap it with PT tape or whatever that's called. So I think that's all my parts for plumbing that in. And while I'm in that area, I think it was Cam sent me these. Nice little kit to keep my spark plug wires in order. Right, let's start by cleaning up these valve covers. They're a bit cleaner now. Not perfect. They'll do. And you saw me hammering them straight, so. Right, next I want to insert my new grommets. I'm sure these will just, you know, pop in without any trouble at all. No chance. Yeah, they did actually pop in without too much trouble. Oh, but they didn't stay in. Right, I'm going to use a little screwdriver just to make sure they are... do I need to? Yeah, I'm done. I'm just pushing on the inside just to make sure they're seated. Not using a lot of force. I don't want to puncture the rubber. Okay, that's better. And then make sure that the cap and valve goes in the proper way. Yeah, that'll be nice and snug. Okay, so that one will go in there. Actually, I'm going to put this one with the cap because this is the one that's going to be seen, to be honest. The other one's going to have the PCV valve on the passenger side. So what I'm going to do, and correct me if I'm wrong, this will be on the driver's side facing forward, okay? Partly so that I've got better access for the cap, because if I mount it the other way around, if I mount it that way, then the cap is going to be underneath my brake booster and the pipes and all that. It would be better if it was round there. And also, the engine does slope up a little bit, so I might as well have the air at the top, you know, the highest point. So that'll go in there nice and tight. Get the other one in. And that'll be for the valve. I'll go in there. Excellent. So let me get my gaskets out, make sure they fit. I'm sure they will. It's a fairly straightforward gasket set. It's got like the 4 holes. The question will be, will I be using a bit of sealant to just hold these in place, or are they going to behave? Perfect fit. Excellent. I don't think it matters which way around these go. But yeah, again, these will, when I turn it upside down, they're going to fall out. But I also don't want any highs and low spots if I use the sealant, so maybe I'll place these onto the engine and then put the covers over the top. Yep, perfect. Perfect. Lovely. Right, let us move on to the engine side, because I need to take the old valve covers off, clean up the surfaces. I don't know what sort of gaskets on the old ones. I might have to spend half a day cleaning them all up. But I like how thick this gasket is. Plenty of room for squishiness. Okay, next. Right, let's get these cam valve covers off. Now, I didn't have, you know, the long bolts to hold these in, and normal bolts don't allow enough space around them to get a socket on. So I had to use these little guys. That's all I really had, and obviously you need to turn these. So I had to make a tool out of this. Basically it's just a bolt with a handle, and it's got a slot in the end. And that slips in there. Turny, turny, outy, outy. Don't judge me. While I'm in there, putting the new one on, I'll fit these somehow. I think they go, I think that's for the other side, but basically that will fit in to where these bolts go and hold the wires, hopefully, in place. As I say, that's for the other side. Right, let me get these off, new ones on, and then we can start plumbing them in. Well, that actually looks better than I expected. That's all right. So I've got my little wire holders on both sides. PCV valve is in place. So all that's left to do is get a bit of hose that will go from here to there. And that's the hose coming from the brake booster, which needs to go in the back. I will show you where I'm going to, or how I'm going to insert that. So I couldn't find, as I say, the proper connector, but this is actually for an air hose, I believe, and I've checked and it is actually the right thread and it is kind of tapered. So I'll throw on some of this plumber's tape, tighten it up. It doesn't have to be mega tight, it's just a vacuum line, it's fine, as long as it's kind of airtight. Put that on. Attach the two hoses, one to the brake booster, one to the PCV valve, and that'll be that. Suppose I better show you where I just screwed that in. There's a little hole in the manifold, and that will suck in air through this pipe to power up this brake booster. Right, so that's a bit long. Cut that to size. Hopefully, if I'm lucky. Nah, I'm never going to be lucky. I was hoping I could cut this in half and use the other half of the PCV valve, but I don't think it'll be long enough, so I need to dig out another bit of this hose. Right, my pipes are on. There's one last thing I would like to do. Add a big air filter. I really like the one that's on it, but I actually think that is restricting the airflow. You know, when I floor it and it was kind of sounded like it was misfiring, I just don't think it's sucking in enough air. And hopefully this will rectify that. So let me throw that on. All done. Hey, it's starting to look a bit blingy in there. Not too blingy, just blingy enough. Now wait a minute, what have I got? I've got that's chrome, that's chrome, that's chrome. Alternator covers chrome. Filler necks, water things, chrome. That cover down there's chrome. What is happening here? I'll shut the hood down and no one will ever know it's blingy under there. Right then, I can score some stuff off the list. Not a lot. Where is it? Oh my goodness, so much to do. Come on, where is it? Valve covers are done. PCV valve is done. Anything else? No. 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 Oh my goodness, so much to do. You know what, I might do not today, but I might do the glove box next. It's really annoying me. Paul Pfaff sent me a nice new glove box lid, but I want to install an actual glove box behind the lid so that, you know, you don't just put stuff in and it falls on the floor. Wheel scrape. I've actually sorted the wheel scrape. It was when I was turning sharp left going round roundabouts, I could hear it scraping, and it was the passenger side fender was just a bit low, so I've persuaded that to go up a bit. Right, okay, we're good. Right, that's me for today. Thanks for watching, everybody. Everything's just fun now. Have you noticed? It's just fun. Well, apart from the near fire thing, that wasn't fun. Hey, but at least I sorted it. And again, the importance of just going short drives until you know your car's safe, secure, comfortable, reliable. Right, folks. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Getting close to Christmas. I hope you've all been good. Santa's going to be busy this year. See you in the next one.